The idea is that today everyone wants to work from home, fundamentally, right? But you notice that if you go to office these days, it's packed. The roads are packed. So everyone's going back to office, and that's contradictory to what we actually want. Now, if you ask ourselves, if you manage a team, you probably want to see your folks. You have reasons why you want them there. But if you have nothing to do but yourself for today, you might not want to go to office. So I'm very honored to have these two experts. These two are masters of their crafts. They have the tools for either working from home or working at the office, and we like to get their insights as to which is better or what is the perfect mix. Maybe we start off with Norman. Norman, I'm going to put you in team office, seeing your tool is Smarten Spaces. What do you think? Why is working in the office still important?
I think, let me give you the short answer. People going back to the office for me is that nothing beats face-to-face stand-up meetings, right? I mean, look at this is why you and I were here. Otherwise, we would have done web conferencing, right? We have done an event over the conference, which I think we've been doing it for too many years. Right? Let's put it that way. The long answer, right? People go back to work, of course, for collaboration. We go back for project meeting with the customers because you can see the projects are now coming back, and it's long gone is the 2 years that we have been. And for me personally, I go back because of team luncheons, right? You find me at the buffet line later on as well. Many a times, yes, that's why I'm there. Or team dinners, which I'm actually going tonight. And so I think, but no doubt, you also talk about people going back to the office, but remotely we can get things done. Genuinely, it has optimized my day when I've done conferencing, right? No doubt. It pans out very well for my calendaring. I can do back-to-back. I can do things that I like to do at the comfort of my home. But 2 years of doing the same thing, we want to step out, take a breather, and that's what we all are doing right now today. And hence, I think people are exhausted. But having said that, people going back to work again, you were saying, right? It's just one part. Today, the watchword that Stephen has mentioned, Ben has mentioned, maybe everyone has mentioned, is hybrid, right? Even though going back to the office is one part of it, right? But hybrid work is going to be here, it's going to stay. Gone are the days of the traditional workspaces where you have your wife's photo on your desk, right? Your pet photo and your cactus, where you plant your cactus, to go and prank on other people. But in fact, back in 2019, there was a Deloitte report that shows, before COVID-19 right, came, 30% of multinational corporations already shift, but at that time they don't call it hybrid work. In 2019, they call it flexible work. Right? They have hot desking, hot room, hot pots, and then there's another pot out there that you can book. These are things that are ongoing as well. So I can see that, for us at Smarten Spaces, we enable our customers to transition to basically smart workplace.
Okay, thank you, Norman.
Welcome.
Over to you, Patrick. I'm going to put you in team home. Is working from home truly effective?
Testing.
Yep.
I think the answer is yes and no, right? I think the key word here really is about flexibility. I think there's probably two camps, right? One camp says, I want to work from home. The other camp says, I want to work in the office. I think by and large, we are humans. We still need the physical touch. We want to have the personal touch, right? Like what Norman mentioned earlier, having luncheon is another way for us to be able to communicate effectively with the people that we want to talk to, right? Be it whether is it our colleagues, whether is it our partners, whether it's our customers. I think we need that kind of physical interactions. So I think in terms of the choice, right, I think in terms of user base, it's probably 50-50. People wants to work in an office. At the same time, they want to have that, that choice to say, okay, maybe today, right, I need to pick up my kid, from the piano lesson. I need to go back to my place earlier. I think that flexibility gives a lot of empowerment to the employees, right? So I think the good thing for Jabra is that we have this flexible work arrangement even prior to COVID. Yeah, so we've been used to it, but the truth is, when pandemic happens, right, it was a rather tough struggle for us when we all cooped up at home. Yeah.
I agree. I love that word empowerment. What I do notice is, at least in the area of my office, is Mondays and Fridays, it's very empty. I can go anywhere for lunch. But Tuesdays to Thursdays, wow, you really have to queue, you know? So when we say flexibility, somehow it locks down to Mondays and Fridays are flexible, and you know the other 3 days are not.
But just to add, Friday is very crowded in the shopping malls and the drinking places. I think, again, I will stress the key word is really more on the flexibility of the workspace.
So in open question both, in your experience, with all the customers you've had, what are the best practices you've seen when it comes to hybrid management? Norman?
Sure, I think hybrid work, again, there's no one formula, right? We have seen for the past couple of years, people have tried to even force employees to come back to their office. Did that work in the past 2 years? I think you and I, we know the answer, right? It didn't work, right? Okay. So again and again, organizations keep changing the structure. It's really very much about, like you mentioned, management, right? The CEO, as they think about bringing people back to their office, they think about, should they ride out of the storm right now? Should they adopt a wait and see, or just run the show, right? So it's always better to do something than to do nothing, but always when we make that change, it always takes with the management to embrace hybrid work. The moment they embraced, flexibility comes in, because flexibility is given to the employees, right? And the people, as they come back, they say that I have the flexibility. Doesn't matter where is it. Some companies say, hey, okay, every 135, you 246, that kind of stuff. Honestly, BS for me, right? We tried that before. It's terrible, terrible. But when the moment flexibility is being introduced, we see people coming back. We see people coming back, enjoying lunch, enjoying work so differently. Like you said, I need to pick my son. I'm sorry, I'm not coming in. My kid is having a concert. I'll be there. But if there's work, it's time to work, to project meet. We all come in to collaborate. That's the purpose, I think, for hybrid working. Yeah.
Patrick, any
Well,
add-ons?
I think to add on, right, I think it's really about the mindset of the organization, right? And when it comes to mindset, it's also about the culture, and also about how much is the trust on your work strength, right? Because today, it doesn't mean that when you are in office means you are the most productive. It also doesn't mean that when you're at home also means you're going to produce the best. But I think by and large also it comes back to how they are empowered, whether they have the right devices and the right tools for them to work and communicate effectively, whether is it remotely or whether is it in the office. Yeah, so I think companies can do a lot more to empower their folks to do better.
Very nicely said. Folks, please, when you go over to the other side, go look at the Jabra tag. I've seen their demo where they have such wonderful noise cancelling technology where the wife or the husband can be vacuuming behind and you cannot hear a thing. You can still see them, but you cannot hear a thing. And for Norman's tool, it's fantastic. You can do bookings and you can reserve, and I think it's stretching all the way to parking lots. So for those of you who own your own buildings, that's awesome. All right, we might be running out of time. So if I could give you a challenge in less than 10 words, what will 2023 be like for the office? Okay, more than 10 words, whatever. But yeah, in 2023, we're all curious. What will 2023 look like for the office?
I believe, right? Provide employees flexibilities, right? Employers to have nimbleness in embracing hybrid workplace today. Oh.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Norman. He did it. He did the challenge. How about you, Patrick?
I'm going to try even better. I'm just going to summarize into 2 words, right? 2 keywords here. I think first and foremost, the key consideration here is, especially for our IT folks, right? Scalability, right? That's one. The second thing, of course, keyword in today's topic, agility. So coming back to scalability, right? Why scalability? Because today, when we come back to the office, when we have more users coming back to the office, we know that there's a demand for more collaboration space. So previously, maybe you have 5 meeting rooms, 10 meeting rooms. Now you need more, right? So how do you scale up, right? How do we do it in a quick time? Because before the change comes again. You want to be able to implement it, speedily. You want the deployment to be easy. You want it to be within your budget. All right. So scalability is really one key concern that I see from a lot of my customers, right? And of course, budgeting is another key issue over here, and also availability of the stock, right? So that's one. Agility for me basically means that now companies are moving away from proprietary products. They want to be able to switch around, right? Today, if it is not the Microsoft Teams, what else can it be? Today, if you have external parties coming into your office to do a meeting, right, can they do it in a different platform? So the managers and the decision makers that I talk to, right, wants that agility to be able to move around, right, so that they will not be stuck and they can evolve and they can change speedily.
All right, thank you, Patrick. Are we ready to open the questions to the floor? So the QR code is there on the screen. Please do ask your questions to our experts on hybrid workplace. They know the tools, they know the solutions. Feel free to ask them.
Oh, waiting for the break.
Yeah, I think so. But there's one more session after this. Okay, what are your thoughts around employers forcing 100% employees to go back to the office to work? Wow, what a question.
I think probably this is from the military, I think. No, I mean, I'll just take that, share my input. I haven't seen any customers, not that I know of, forcing their employees to come back to the office. And also, I think in terms of the government recommendation is to have some flexibility, right? Especially, you don't want 100% of your staff to be back in the office just in case if the next wave comes along, right? So I don't see this happening, not at least within my customer base.
I think for us, because we deploy hybrid workplace for our customers, we transition them, right? We see this every day. We see this every day. So earlier on, I was saying, right, some companies tried to do 100%, they forced them back. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. And I think, in the US, for 2 years, 2020 and 2021, 5,000 lawsuits was actually issued against employers, right, for violation of, basically labor in connection with COVID-19, like you had mentioned earlier, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, Stephen, that's another thing that remains in the US and not in Singapore. The lawsuits, they stay in the US.
It's in Japan now. Yeah.
Oh. Okay, next question I think is for Patrick. How does Jabra help people who are working from home?
Yeah, I think when you work from home also means that you will be moving around all the time, right? You might be working at a cafe, you might be commuting. So these are basically different use cases where you have to have the right tool, right? What do I mean by the right tool? That means today if you are on a Teams platform, you want to have a device that is Team certified because you want to make full use of the Team features, right? So when it comes to Jabra, majority of our products are all Team certified already, right? So it gives you ease of use, a peace of mind, especially if I am the decision maker, if I want to deploy to 500 of my users the same headset, I want to make sure that it is certified, it can be used, just in case if Microsoft do some firmware upgrade, right? We can quickly resolve any teething issues and get it running again, right? So that's point number one. Number two, of course, we have a wide range of products suitable for different use cases.
All right, thank you, Patrick. I think the last question is highly technical. Well, they're coming in, but unfortunately we're running short of time. We need to go to the next event. The Jabra booth is over there. They have the experts. You have your team there. Please go. Feel free to ask them. Okay, so we're good for this section.
Thank you, Adrian.
Thank you.
Thanks, Adrian. Thanks.
Patrick.